Hey everyone, for this video we're finally doing the UlforceVeedramon deck. Now of course, when eventually the structure deck for UlforceVeedramon comes out, this deck is going to get upgraded. So, as long as it doesn't keep getting delayed. Anyway, let's waste no time and get into this. Of course, to start off, you will deal with the big guy himself, UlforceVeedramon. I play 4 of him. On your turn, when one of your blue tamers becomes suspended, unsuspend him. So if you rest a tamer and he's rested, you can restand him. And you can do this for as many tamers as you have that can be suspended. And then his other ability, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, gain 1 memory. Cool. And he's the big guy of the deck. He's actually the only level 6 I run in here right now. So, and now we'll move on to the babies. We're running 3 versions of this Demi-Vmon. His inheritable ability, your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, this gets 1000 DP for the turn. Cool. And then I'm running 2 copies of this Demi-Vmon. When attacking once per turn, if your Digimon has jamming, trigger, draw 1 card. Cool. I'm running 2 of that Demi-Vmon. Okay, so next we'll move on to the level 3s. Of course, we've got Vmon, the main character of the 2nd series. His inheritable ability is once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, trigger, draw 1 card. Very nice. Of course, that's almost always going to happen when you're using Ulforce. Next up is this card, Gomamon. Its inheritable ability is on deletion, gain 1 memory. You can use this to deter your opponent from destroying your UlforceVeedramon, or really any Digimon that has this in its stack. So, pretty good card. Next up, we have the Vanilla Elecmon. It is a 2 cost to play and 0 to evolve. A very good vanilla. With the new Vmon coming out in the, again, the structure deck, which we should have had by now. Yeah. That would be replaced with a new Vmon that lets you warp Digivolve. Next up is a promo card, Veedramon Zero. Shout out to Mario from Mario's Gaming World for getting me 3 of this guy, and I got the other one myself. Anyway, this guy has the ability, when attacking, if you have a blue tamer, you may trash the top 3 cards of your deck to give this Digimon 2000 DP for the turn, and then its inheritable ability, which matches up with its own. When attacking, you may place 3 non-Digi-Egg cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck and activate draw 1. Very cool. Next up is a secret rare. Again, a lot of these cards are thank you to Mario's Gaming World for getting me a lot of these. When attacking once per turn, if you have a tamer in play, unsuspend him. Very cool. While you have a blue tamer in play, this Digimon gets 1000 DP. That's its inheritable ability, and then its own. So kind of cool that both of the Veedramons in this have their own abilities and inheritable. Not a lot of Digimon of that level have that. They almost always have one or the other. Next up, we have the one to evolve blocker for blue. Very self-explanatory at this rate. Two of the one to evolve vanillas for blue. Again, self-explanatory at this point. We've got 4 copies of UlforceVeedramon. Again, he has his own ability and an inheritable. These Veedramons and Vmons are so good. When Digivolve him, if you have a blue tamer in play, unsuspend one of your blue Digimon, and then it's inheritable. Your turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, it gains jamming. So that lets you give all your other ones that need the ability for jamming, such as this, active. And jamming really helps, especially for a multi-attacker like UlforceVeedramon. So you want UlforceVeedramon in the evolution stack. Next up with Zudomon. It is on play 7, 3 to evolve. On play, trigger, draw 2. However, 7 memory for a draw 2. Really, it's your choice if you want to go through with that and everything, but he's nice to include. And then his inheritable ability is when attacking, if your opponent has a Digimon with no evolution cards in it, gain 1 memory. Next, we have 2 of the vanilla for level 5 vanilla for blue, Monzimon. And then that's it for the Digimon in the deck. Next up, we have UlforceVeedramon's loyal companion, Rina Shinomiya. Your turn, when one of your blue Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to give that Digimon 1000 DP for the turn. On play of this card, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon with V in its name to your hand. And place the remaining on the bottom of your deck in any order. And just as almost every other tamer, if you check it in security, you get to automatically play it. Another tamer I've put in this deck is Sora and Joe. On the start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, you gain 2 memory. Very good. Your turn, when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this tamer to trash up to 2 Digi-Evolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Again, as all tamers, interesting tech and, well, more, I lost the word there, but helps me search for more Vmon stuff. Davis. Start of your turn, if you have 2 memory or less, set your memory to 3. Nice. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon from your card from among them to your hand, and place the remaining on the bottom of your deck. Again, just to get more of your Vmons or really any of your blue Digimon in your hand. Next up is another promo card. I would honestly play 4 of this, but I've only got the 2. Because this was actually one of the more expensive cards. Main phase, if you have a Digimon with the Veedramon in its name, you may suspend this tamer to activate one of the effects. Trigger, draw 1, or one of your Digimon gets 1000 for the turn. This is the Takamiya V-Tamer. Very cool, and it came with the promo pack of Veedramon Zero. However, as it's a tamer, it's more expensive for whatever reason. You'd think the Digimon would be more. And the final 3 cards. The option card, V Nova Blast. Honestly, I'd replace this with Hammer Spark. However, I don't have access to those right now because they're in the structure deck once again. So once I get the structure deck, most likely these will be placed with Hammer Sparks. However, this just gives me more ways of giving my Digimon jamming if they need it. And for 2 cost, it's honestly not that bad. And if you check it in security, you get to add it to your hand. So it's not that bad. And you do rack up a lot of memory with this deck, with all the different skills you have. So really, I don't know. I might not even need Hammer Spark. So that is more or less everything for my UlforceVeedramon deck. I hope you enjoyed it.